Yeah, so can you hear me now? If you can hear me, just let me know in the comment section and say yes if you can hear me so we can continue from here. Let me know in the comment section if you can hear me. Yeah, thank you. So I was talking about SWOT analysis. I hope others are going to join us. So I was talking about SWOT analysis. And in my SWOT analysis, I was talking about market analysis. And I've mentioned one critical part of your market analysis. And I've spoken about SWOT analysis. SWOT analysis means your strengths, your weakness, your opportunity, and the threats. And I've mentioned to you your SWOT, your strengths can be your technical know-how, your knowledge and understanding of the business you want to do. That is your strength. Your understanding of the business environment. If you understand the business environment where you want to operate, that is your strength. If you understand the technicalities around what you want to do, that is your strength. Right? So your strengths, you must be able to say what are the strengths that you have. Your weakness, which is W, your weakness, what weakness do you have? It's going to tell you what weakness do you have. Your weakness could be finance. Your weakness could be space. For instance, if you're going to be needing 3 million naira or 30 million for the business, and you can only afford to raise 10 million naira for that business, that is weakness. Right? So your weakness are the things that you don't have before you start. What are the things that can be a problem for you? Those are your weaknesses. You must be able to say what are your weaknesses when you are starting a business. And that is why you need a SWOT analysis. What opportunities do you have? The opportunities you have, for instance, if we are going to start a bread production, your opportunity could be that you already have 2 vehicles that you don't use and you want to put them into use. That is an opportunity. An opportunity you have can be that you are working or you are living in the state capital of where you want to start your business. That is an opportunity. An opportunity you have could be your population, the population of the city where you want to start a business. That is an opportunity. Your opportunities could be that you have people who are ready to take your product, who are ready to buy your product even before you start. That is an opportunity. An opportunity can be electricity. That where you want to start your business, there is electricity, there is good road, there is good government policy. That is an opportunity. An opportunity could be that you have raw materials around you to start the business. That is an opportunity. Right? And threats. What is your threat? What are the threats that can make your business not to be successful? Your threat could be the weather condition. Your threat could be the power, energy and power. Your threat could be bad governance. Your threat could be regulation. If I'm going to start a bakery, a food production business, it must go through food regulation organization for approval before I can start. That is a threat. What that means is that if I did not register or if it is not approved, I cannot run my business. That is a threat. It could be bad road. It could be poor transportation and poor logistic. What that means is that if anything that can affect the success of your business is a threat. So you must be able to identify what are the threats to the success of your business. Right? So this is how you do your SWOT analysis. Don't forget, we have done your strengths. Your strengths, these are the things that you have that can enhance the success of your business. And I've mentioned a lot of them. Weakness. What are the weaknesses that you have? Your weakness and your strengths are almost the same. But what are the weaknesses that you have? That you too yourself, you know you have. What are your personal weaknesses? Maybe you have health challenges. Maybe you have poor communication. Maybe you have poor customer relations. Maybe you have you don't have time management. Those are your weaknesses that can affect the success of your business. An opportunity. I've also spoken about opportunity and threats So if you are writing your market analysis, these 4 things, don't deceive yourself. You cannot compromise it. They are going to help you to understand the business you want to do very well. They're going to help you to understand who are going to be your competitors, because you have analyzed yourself. You have stated clearly, without compromise, without deceiving yourself, what strengths you have, what weakness you have, what opportunities, and what are your threats. This is how to write a successful, sustainable business plan. Right? And I'm also going to talk to you. The second one, under market analysis, is your pest analysis. Is your pest analysis. You want to know because all of these things are going to tell you whether your business is going to be successful or not. You must be sincere to yourself when you are writing all of these things. And that is why writing a business plan before you start a business at all is important. We don't just assume, oh, this business is good, this business idea is good. This is a brilliant business idea. You must understand the critical and the rudiment. You must be able to give an analysis what the market is. So I'm talking about your pest analysis. You know, the first one I mentioned was SWOT analysis, and the second one is your pest analysis. Do your pest analysis carefully. What are the political factors that can affect your business? What are the political factors? What are the government policies? In 2018 in Nigeria, I was running a good and successful business. I have distribution across every state in the country. I have people who are ready to transport to export my products out of the country to places like US and the UK, the Canada. People are already taking my product. But suddenly, the government stopped importation of the raw materials that we use in production. That is political. These are the analysis you must do. And by the time that happened, we were unable to produce. The business stopped abruptly. And that was the end of that business. And that was the end. Because government placed a ban on importation of our major raw materials. A lot of businesses died. A lot of businesses could not survive. Many people died with it. Many people run into debt. Many people could not start again. And other people are still struggling. A very few people that survived it are still struggling to survive. When you do this, it is going to tell you if your business is going to last long or not. That is what is called pest analysis. The political, or if it's in a country where government changes power every 2 years or every 4 years. Don't forget the case study of an example of a business I mentioned. I have been running this business for about 10 years. Suddenly there was a change in power. A new government came in and they changed the politics. They changed the policy. And that is how government stability affects your business. So you must understand the political strength of your business. Then the tax policy. How is the tax policy going to help you? How is it going to affect your business? Right? Trade and regulation tariff. If government comes and say, if you are running a business in this country, you have to start paying 1 million naira every month. Is it going to affect your business? You must understand government. That is why if you are in business, you are not far from politicians. You are not far from government. You are not far from politics. You must understand what is happening in politics. What is the next thing they're going to do? In 2022, I used to have a retail fuel station in Nigeria. But I knew that the new government that was coming was going to affect the government policies around regulations, around fuel, petrol retailings and all that. I immediately pack up my capital and switch to something else. And this is how to study the regulations and policies, government. So you must understand that. You must understand the labor law. There are countries in this world that regulate the labor law. How many hours can your staff work? How many hours do you need them to work? There are countries that cannot work more than 20 hours. That cannot work more than 40 hours. This is how it works. You must understand that. And public funding and subsidies. So this is politics. And another thing that you need to understand is the economy. You must understand the economy of a country where you're going to start your business. The economy of the state, of the cities where you're going to start your business. These are the things you must understand. How does the economy work? If you are going to start a business in Lagos and you want to start another business in the Ekiti State, definitely their factors are going to be different. Lagos State is an industrial settlement, right? And the Ekiti State is not an industrial state, is a civil servant state. So you want to understand the economy of the state you want to start working. Thank you, Mariam, for joining. Mariam Yusuf, thank you for joining us. So you want to understand what is the economy of the environment where you are starting your business. Don't forget, we are talking about person analysis. I have just spoken about the political, and I'm talking about the economy. The economy of, if you are going to establish an automobile industry, if you are to choose between Lagos, right, and Ekiti, where will you establish your business? If you're going to start manufacturing cars, between Lagos and Ekiti, where are you going to start it from? So that is economy. What is the economy of Ekiti compared to Lagos? Right? That is economy. You must understand the economy of the region where you are starting from. You must understand the inflation rate and the interest rate of the country you are working with. In case you need money and you need to go to bank, what is the interest rate they're going to pay you? You're going to get the loan from. And likewise, you also talk about the inflation. How does it affect your business? If there's inflation in the country like we are currently experiencing in Nigeria, how does it affect your business? Right? And how often do you experience inflation in the country where you're going to start your business from? Then what is the GDP of a country you are going to start, you want to work with? What is the GDP, gross domestic product, of your sector? For instance, now if you're going to start a livestock business, you must understand what is the GDP of livestock industry, livestock sector in Nigeria, right? So you must understand all of this. So before you put your money in the business that you don't know, right? So these are things you must understand. If you are going to start a livestock business in Nigeria, for instance, now, the GDP of a livestock business, of livestock sector is about 32 billion. right? And you want to know, if I start this, how is it going to help me? How is it going to benefit me? How am I going to pay? How is my business? How is it going to help my business? And unemployment level, what is the unemployment level in that area where you're going to start? Are you going to be able to get staffs that are going to work for you? There's a pandemic going on in Nigeria today now. Many of the companies are struggling to get people to work for them because a lot of people are open to, online internet businesses, online businesses, and the likes, and they are making so much money from there. And you see, cottage small industries are finding it difficult to get staff to work for them. And this is why you need to understand all of this. We're talking about personal analysis, we are talking about political, the economic, and the social, the population growth and demographic, the lifestyle of people, what is their education level, the consumer attitude and trend. All of these things you must understand. And the culture, what is the culture? There are cultures that doesn't kill cow, that they worship cow. If you are not going to start a livestock business there for people to buy and kill, your business is not going to work there. In Nigeria, northern Nigeria culture, a lot of people there they wear natives. So if you're going to start selling English and suits dresses, then you must consider what is their culture, right? And many other things like that. If you are going to start pig farming in the northern part of Nigeria, where they don't eat pig, where they are predominantly Muslims, you must consider that too. What is their cultures and norms, right? So that is the social. And technology, don't forget we are talking about personal analysis. You must be able to say, what technology do you want to put into place to help your business? Are you able to put it into automation? Are you able to adopt AI? Are you able to do your research and development, your digital transformation, technology infrastructure? Rate of technological changes. How is it going to affect your business? How is it going to help your business? So all of these things are what you need to talk about. And legal. What are the legal arrangements that you need to have before you start? Your employment, your regulations, your registration. I've spoken about NAFDAC, CAC, and other likes. Your intellectual property laws. If you have a unique product that you want to protect, are you able to protect that? What is your right to protect, to patent a product? And the environment. What are the environmental factors that can affect your business? Your climate change, environmental regulations, your waste management. If you're going to start a livestock farm, you must have a provision for waste management, right? And when there's a new development, environmental regulations development, are they going to tell you to move your factory or your farm from where you are already established because it's not a developed region? So I've seen somebody who established a poultry. For so many years, he was doing well. But by the time the area developed into town, the waste of his poultry farm has now started affecting people within that environment. It was reported to the government, and the government made the regulation he has to leave. And they had to uproot his business, his factory, his farm, from that place to nowhere. And that was the end of that business. So these are things you need to consider. If you're going to start a factory and you're going to be making so much noise at night that it's going to be affecting people sleeping at night, are you sure you are going to be able to sustain that? So that is environment. We have just spoken about personal analysis. So personal analysis is going to help you. It's going to help you to have an understanding of the feasibility of your business. We have spoken about SWOT analysis, and we have spoken about personal analysis. All of these put together are what is required in writing a good and sustainable business plan. If you get all of these things right, you are halfway gone, and you can be guaranteed that you're successful. I mean, your business is almost going to be successful. So we have treated three components of a good and sustainable business plan. The first one we treated was an executive summary. I'm just going to have an overview before we come to an end of this. In a few minutes now, we're going to head. We've spoken about your business overview, your visions and mission. We have spoken about your, what is going to be the component of your executive summary. We have spoken about your vision and your mission. We have spoken about your finance, your marketing, your key achievements, your finance requirements, and a lot of other things. And we are also talking about your company description, which is number 2. The history of your company, the legal structure, your partnership, your registration, the approval, and everything. And we also talk about your unique selling point. And the last one, which we just concluded, is your market analysis. We spoke about your SWOT analysis, your strengths, your weakness, your opportunity, and your threats. And we've spoken about your person analysis. These two are under market analysis. We spoke about your person analysis, your political analysis. We spoke about your environment. We spoke about your technology. We spoke about your environment. These are what we categorize as a person analysis, right? We spoke about your environment. We spoke about your legal. We spoke about your technology. We spoke about your social and your economy. So all of these put together are what make person analysis. So we are going to stop here this week, and then we are going to continue moving forward from next week. So from next week, we are going to talk about your organization management and your product or services. Those are the 2 key areas we're going to talk about next week. But before I go, don't forget last week, I gave you an assignment. If you can hear me, can you please let me know if you can hear me? Just say yes if you can hear me. If you can hear me, just say yes. Don't forget last week, you were going to do a market research, which was the assignment last week. And I'm happy you understand what a market research is now. And today, we have spoken about 3 components of a business plan. The first of it is executive summary. And I told you what is going to be a part of executive summary. And the second of it is your market analysis. Sorry, your company description. And I'm sure you understand what it means by company descriptions now. And the third of it is your market analysis, where I spoke about your SWOT analysis and your person analysis. I want you to go back now, looking at your business idea or the business that you are doing currently. I want you to write about your executive summary based on everything we have discussed. I want you to also write about your company description based on everything that we have discussed. And I also want you to go back and do your market analysis. Market analysis, where you're going to be talking about your SWOT analysis and you're going to be talking about your person analysis. I want you to do these 3, right? I want you to write about these 3, and then by next week, we're going to continue from there. We have started writing our business plan gradually. If you follow me to this level, I can say you will be able to successfully be able to write these 3 components of a business plan: your executive summary, your company description, and your market analysis. If you are able to do this successfully, we're going to continue from there next week. Please submit it to my inbox. Submit it to my Facebook inbox. Right? Submit it to my Facebook inbox at Bayo Brahim. So by next week, we're going to continue from there. By the time, before we finish this module, we are currently in module 2, and we are going to go to we're going to continue from module 2 from next week and go to module 3. By the time we continue all of these 9 modules, each and every one of us will have been able to write a bankable business plan, and we are going to go to the next stage. The next stage, I'm not going to announce now. I'm going to tell you by the time we complete this module. But I'm sure you are not going to regret to be a part of this training, right? So I want you to follow me on. Continue the assignment as I give to you. Write your market research analysis as you have done. Then go through the first 3 components of a business plan, like I mentioned: executive summary, your company description, and your market analysis. And then we are going to continue like that until we will be able to finish what a business plan should look like. Thank you very much. We have come to the end of the training for today. If you have any question, observation, I want you to put it in the comment section, and I'm going to answer your question. Please put your question in the comment section, and I will attend to it immediately. Thank you, and I'll be waiting. So if you have any question, please put it in the comment section, and I will attend to it. Any question, please? Do you have any question? So I have 5 minutes to take question and answer. If you have any question, please put it in the comment section, and I will attend to it. Yeah, good. So any other person, do you have any question? We only have 2 minutes to put an end to this training. Do you have any question, please? Okay, thank you. If you don't have any question, then you can put a review of this training in the comment section. What is your review of this training, please? Let me know your view. What is your view of this training? Is it helpful? Am I meeting your target? Yeah. Yeah, so if you have any question, please let me know. If there's no question, then let me have your review. Right. Thank you very much. We have come to the end of this training this week. So by next week, before we continue next week, I'm going to expect you to send me your executive summary, your company description, and your market analysis, and we're going to continue from there. Thank you very much, and I'll see you next week. Have a lovely weekend. Bye-bye.